Welcome to Payroll Web 3 class. This class is really only offered online, so hopefully we can work together, so that you can learn to the best of your ability, and everything is all submitted online through the CNow2 platform. And I just am going to do a brief introduction video to kind of show you where everything's at. In your Start Here tab, you will find a welcome for this class. You will find the link here to your CNow2 course. And then again, it's through instant access. So you don't have to purchase anything separately. All you have to do is click this link and it'll take you into the CNow2, which is like a Cengage platform, and set up an account. And within that CNow2 Cengage platform, your homework will be in there as well as your tests. Then in our syllabus folders, you'll have your master syllabus and your class syllabus. So please open those up and read through it. The syllabus really is like your contract for this course. So it shows all of the expectations, what are the requirements, and what you need to do. Let me see if I can open it up real quick. The most important thing is just kind of knowing how your grades are determined. There's also, of course, resources in here that might help you. But so if we go in here to how your grade is determined, you will have 3 tests over the chapter material. Each is 100 points. Each is worth 100 points. Then you'll have, it's actually kind of a decent amount of homework in each chapter. So CNow2 does a variety of different types of assignments. So I will show you those in a minute. And those will be submitted for a total of 160 points. So you got a decent amount of points coming in from your homework. Then when we get to the end of the class, instead of having like a comprehensive final, and again, payroll is really something that you do. It's more of a hands-on type of a job. So what we have is a payroll project, and that entire payroll project is outlined in chapter 7 of your text. Now remember, since you have instant access, your text is going to be an e-text. So it's online, it's in that CNow2 Plus, but you'll be able to access it through links in Blackboard. And chapter 7 goes, kind of date by date through a 4th quarter of a company, and you are going to create their payroll, and then you're going to prepare their quarter end reports and their year end reports. So in total, that's worth 150 points. It's 3 different submissions. And as you look down in here, that is required. So I have it here in bold. You have to complete that payroll project, all 3 submissions, in order to pass the class. It is a time-consuming project, but again, it's the whole last. You got 4 whole weeks to do it, and it's due again in 3 separate submissions. So you'll have plenty of time. But you definitely have to be prepared, and you have to be ready to do it. But it really does. It's a great project. Kind of shows you what you know and shows you what it would really be like doing payroll in a company. Okay, so that's the syllabus. So let me go back to our Blackboard. So then if I go into the Start Here tab, and then hopefully when I go into CNow2, I can view it like a student. Let's see if I can. Some of these sites you can, and some of them you can't. No, maybe I can't. But if we go into your assignments, so this shows you all of your assignments. Again, you're going to look at it in it like the students will see it in like this is a way that I can edit it. Yeah, obviously you guys can't edit it, but I'm going to skip down to chapter 2 because chapter 1 has a little bit less homework. But chapter 2, you're going to have a link that you can read the chapter. There's no points associated with that, but again, I can see that you've clicked it and that you've read it, because in an online class, you really do have to read that chapter. That's going to be a lot of where you get your information, is reading through that. Then we're going to have your, there's going to be a study plan that I would do after you read the chapter. And that's going to show you kind of what you know, maybe regenerate the questions if you're not quite getting something. Then there's going to be chapter 2 homework, which is just kind of it's just exercises and problems out of the chapter that you'll do and you'll work out. There'll be a chapter 2 mastery and then a chapter 2 Excel. This continuing problem is extra credit. There'll be one for every chapter starting with chapter 2, and those will be worth 2.5 points extra credit. So you don't have to do them, but it does give you an opportunity to get some extra credit. So you can see there's a decent number of homework to do. We don't cover these chapters very quickly, so I feel like you have plenty of time. Your first test is over chapter 1 and chapter 2. Your second test is over chapter 3 and chapter 4. Your third test is over chapter 5 and chapter 6. And then again, your project is over chapter 7. So it's not like we move super quick, but you do have a lot of different homework. So definitely kind of pace yourself and try to get all those homework points that you can. Okay, then in your lessons tab, I have it broken out by units, again, because it's kind of one unit for each test. So unit 1 covers chapter 1 and chapter 2. So chapter 1 homework I have set up to be due the end of week 2. Chapter 2, the end of week 3, and then test 1, the end of week 4, again, if this is a full 16-week course. This course does also go in the summer, which we cut the time in half then. So if you're listening to this and you're a summer course, it's really going to be half that time. But if you open this up, it gives you a little overview of what you should do this week, what we're covering, when is it due, the See Now 2 homework and the tests. Everything is always due Sunday at midnight, except for when you get to finals week, then I bump it back to Saturday, but that'll be your project. But then each chapter, you'll have a materials folder, and in there, you'll have your link to your e-text, again, that you should read. You'll have a video, which is really just me narrating over the PowerPoint. So here's the PowerPoint separately, like in case you want to copy stuff and paste it or whatever, then this is me narrating over it. Then you'll have chapter notes, and then these are just your objectives for the chapter that we're covering. And there is the publisher solution. So again, some of those exercises that are in the back of the book, you could then go back if you want to test yourself. But I feel like there's actually so much in the homework, you probably don't really need to do that. But that's out there if you would choose to. Then if we go back then into your assignments, if there is a discussion post, it's worth one extra credit point for each post that you make. So those are, again, I don't know if I have them for every single chapter, but I'll have some for most of the chapters. So those are extra credit. Then here you'll have your homework, your homework, and then your study plan. Chapter 1 is kind of just more of the laws and the agencies that kind of govern payroll. So there's not as much like actually computation work to do. You'll see in chapter 2, that's where we start getting into some computation. So there's a lot more here. So you've got your study plan to take after you read the chapter, homework, Excel, your mastery assignment, and then this continuing problem again is extra credit. So just make sure that you're following those and making sure you're meeting your due dates. So your due dates are listed in, let me see if they're in this calendar. Yeah, they'll be in the course calendar. They'll be in your See Now 2, and they're on the last page of the syllabus. So you should know pretty much where you stand. Now, when you get to, and so all your homework will be auto-graded by See Now, and the grades will just populate into your grade center. So when you go into My Grades, after you've completed something, you should see those grades pop in. The extra credit I have to manually add in, and I'll do that after you take your test. Then the payroll project, again, I give you separate little video here instructions. There is a discussion forum, and I highly, highly, highly recommend that you use that. Students can ask questions to me and I will answer them in there. I mean, like say you're on a specific payroll problem and you're not tying out, ask that question, and I will tell you, hey, this is the number you want to tie to. So I mean, obviously I'm not going to give you all the answers, but if you're really stuck on one, I will give advice. And then that way everybody can see it. Everybody can see the discussion. Everybody can benefit from the discussion. So I highly recommend that. Again, here's the link to the chapter. I've done a very basic sample one just to kind of show you how all the tabs on the spreadsheet work. And then here is the actual spreadsheet itself. So I want you to be comfortable using Excel. The real key to the spreadsheet is you don't have to do anything. You just don't want to screw any of the formulas up. So if you look in here, they'll give you October 9th payroll as a sample. So you can see how everything should be filled in your payroll register. And then what you have to do is all the remaining payrolls. So October 3rd, October 17th, October 31st, you know what I mean, all the way through to the end of the year. We're doing the whole, sorry about that. Sorry. And then you're going to do each one of these tabs though. So once you start with your payroll journal, or sorry, your payroll register, then you'll use that to create your journal. Again, it gives you a sample. Then you'll trace that into the general ledger. Then you'll go from the payroll register into each individual employee's earnings. And then these statements you'll use to prepare their W-2s. So it's like everything's there and all of the formulas are already set up for you. As you start to input data, you'll see that these formulas fill. The only thing you have to look up is the federal income tax. I mean, you have to put in all the hours and all that stuff, but then you'll have to actually figure out what is their federal income tax. The rest of the tax deductions will all fill in for you. But again, my YouTube video on that will give you more insight, but I like to warn you ahead of time at the start of the semester just how much work it's going to entail. So don't wait to the last minute on those. When you get started into that unit 4, just get busy and get asking questions and working through it. So I think those are the most important things. I'll always have announcements that you'll see each week. You know, for you, that's what you're going to pop in when you first enter into the course. That's what you're going to see is your announcements. And then from there, you can go into lessons or whatever you want to go into. Okay, so, the other thing too, again, I have YouTube videos out there as you get into your materials folder. So say, let's go into a later chapter that there's more computations. I'll have some YouTube videos where we're doing some problems like I would do if it were an in-class class. And if there's ever anything that you need, like say you're in chapter 3 and you're really struggling with one concept and I don't have that in my YouTube videos, please email me or message me because I will create a new video and post it out there. So again, since this class is only done online, that's the easiest way for me to answer your questions is to do them in YouTube and get them out there so everybody can see. So don't hesitate to ask me for that. Okay, good luck.